much, and I know you must have had quite a good time because he kept it back to back. But before I get to give you the news bulletin in detail, let's first have a look at some of the stories making it down the headlines. In the headlines tonight, government rolls out $217 million women entrepreneurship project. Police cautions taxi drivers against overloading. And MEMPRO amplifies fight against gender-based violence. For this and more, in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for joining us for the NILE CAST News Bulletin with me, Farish Majid. Today is the Thursday edition, and to begin off with the news bulletin, Honorable Grace Kuching Freedom, the State Minister for Northern Uganda, has flagged off the regional rollout and sensitization of 11 local governments in West Nile region under the Generating Growth Opportunities and Productivity for Women Entrepreneurs, a project at Moon University with stakeholders calling for transparency and accountability in the main implementation of the shillings $217 million facility for women entrepreneurs. The project is targeting all women-led enterprises across the country, financed by World Bank, is expected to end by December 2027. Frederick Ramadri has more on the story.
The stakeholders in West Nile region are asking for Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development to be considerate in the regional imbalances while implementing the women empowerment programs. This comes at a time Government of Uganda, through Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, is engaging stakeholders across the country on the accelerated project of women entrepreneurship, termed to be Generating Growth Opportunities and Productivity for Women Enterprises growth project funded by World Bank to the tune of $217 million, which is expected to benefit women in the business across the country.
This program here, I want to relate it to the agriculture cluster program that we have. We are told that this program is competitive, and the districts we competed here in West Nile. But if you come and check the footmap of this project, you will find that the Western Uganda has taken the lion's share. A district of Intungamo almost has stores in every village. But in West Nile here, some of the stores we requested, we competed for, up to date, has not come. We would therefore think the things of now centralizing everything must end. We must now relate these programs back to decentralization.
We are representing our rural women. And when I get a statement which was talking of Kampala, and the first stall is going to be in Kampala, I think we are as shadows.
Of always a paralyzation, always Kampala. For me, I'm always against it.
Whereas Zomura Maneno, the woman member of parliament for Bongi district, implores Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development officials to increase funding for community-based services at local governments while ensuring the women entrepreneurship projects like GROW are equally distributed across the local governments in the country.
Go to home states. There are so many single mothers who are taking care of their children. They pay school fees. They have to create home for their children. They have to do each and everything that is supposed to be done by a man.
Records from Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development indicate that out of Uganda's population of about 45 million people, women comprise 51%, with girls compared to 49% of boys and men, while in the labor force, the participation rate among the women stands at 39% compared to the 53% for the men, implying that 4 out of 10 of the women in the country are employed, so far below the 6 out of 10 men who are employed in the country. The Assistant Commissioner, Labour Inspectorate, Bernard Amuriat, explains that majority of the country's women are still lagging behind on financial equality. The reason for the growth projects among employed women stands at 1,680,000 Ugandan shillings annually compared to 3 million Ugandan shillings for men, while majority of the women of 64% are being independent workers doing their personal businesses as per the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Biannual Report 2022. The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Grace Freedom Kuichin tasked the implementers of the projects to exhibit transparency and avoid bureaucracies to bridge the financial inequalities that do exist among the women in the country.
Government will not entertain mediocre performance, unwarranted delays, and sabotage of any sort in implementation of this project. Such complications should be dealt with immediately and decisively in line with the law.
Out of the $217 million, an equivalent of 822.4 billion shillings, $40 million of these worth 151.5 billion Ugandan shillings will be utilized by the refugee hosting districts across the country to benefit both the refugees and the host communities. Frederick Tamadri, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in the stories, the traffic police of Arua district on Monday, December 2023, impounded a taxi registration number UF 703 transporting fishmongers together with their fish loaded on top of it from Panyamuru en route to Koboko over alleged dangerous loading. Assistant Superintendent of Police Baino Mugisha Silian is cautioning drivers against overloading taxi cars in order to make double profits during the festive season. And Osuta Yusuf filed the story.
The traffic police of Arua district on Monday, the 11th of December 2023, impounded a taxi with a registration number plate UAF 703Y over alleged dangerous loading. The car, whose driver and details weren't able to be obtained, was transporting fishmongers together with their fish loaded on top of it from Panyamur en route to Koboko, was intercepted by traffic police officers who usually station at Vura sub-county along Arua Nebi Pakwach, Kampala Road. Speaking to our reporter on the 12th of December 2023 at the Central Police Station, Anyike Sauda, one of the fishmongers, said after the unsuccessful plea for leniency to allow them to remove their fish from the car and leave it to be impounded, they were made to follow their fish on the car and ended up sleeping outside on the veranda at Arua District Central Police Station in Vura Sub-County.
Came from Panyamuru. We have here 2 boxes, but they are not even the other side is that one there. They are not dried. As you have seen, they are now smelling. They just only arrested us there yesterday. It was yesterday. They told us to get another vehicle. Nowhere to get is a problem. You see that overloading. But they just only overloading us down there. That people get out. They are taking the vehicle to the police. They didn't want to tell us that you people, you go where you are from. They just only left us on the way there. Immediately that day, we didn't know what to do. We follow our vehicle. When we reached here, they said that you sleep. Then we slept. We slept outside there. We slept outside there, not in the room. Just when I slept outside. Reaching in the morning here, then we asked them to tell us what's going on. What he told us that we have no problem. Let us overloading our luggage. Then the problem is only with the vehicle.
Chandiru Zamzam, who narrated the whole ordeal of the impounding of the car, appealed to the government to always have leniency wherever some mistakes are done.
Panyamura amamukile ta traffic mingi kilikobara machina muke amacha uja nadia amamtibi nusulela traffic osi dan ina matopa driver futomu dirido driver ni mojo mtu dirido jakini jo kamuki driver kwa mukla marumo kakale kini driver niko boja mor kamati afemor kaga bojamor kamadi aya anivia mana yarga ko azidi driver ko dia kinu us police jo apadike muzigo dike he overload you aya da amani glo je kojo amani tazo da aya ojalu yo amani kini ko akalera balal manda imagiri mot kadi e da ko di cho odo idudo ziri aya akundo amade magir konda mamuzigo kido yadi afariki amani sangu nazorki amatiki kongwani yori yaki amajadi mane chele dagugo akudi te baraza ya paka maseja kwa mani nyako ni murarisi paka sadisi ijo zitu kido baduchi lega manje bakoba mazara bafeba mani ikatanga gada ijura adi tibiru mukosa gara le mukosa mani tijodaga tutanga baduchi.
Osivo Aura District Central Police Station Assistant Superintendent of Police Binomugisha Sinian, upon acknowledging the empowerment of the car, cautioned the drivers against overloading taxis in order to make double profits during the festive season.
According to the officer in charge of traffic, has severally warned these people not to load their cars up to that tune. He went ahead to sensitize them that it is dangerous for other road users. So yesterday one of the cars were impounded. It is parked at Arua district, that is in Odumi, and they are supposed to face court. And a message to other road users: we are in a festive season. People are always rushing to make several routes so that they can get more money. But trust me, the operation has started. Should we get you dangerously loaded or driving recklessly, you have no shortcut. Warning the drivers, please, life is better than money.
Osuta Yusuf and Dokumaringa Christine for West Nile Television, NILE CAST.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us right now, you're most welcome aboard for the NILE CAST News Bulletin with me, Farish Majid, and moving on with the news bulletin. In a bid to fight gender-based violence and returning child mothers in school, the Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women, commonly abbreviated as MEMPRO, a non-government organization working in Zombo District today, equipped child mothers of Paida Sub-County with skills and hope so as to go back to school. Alfred Jawok with more on the story.
During the closure of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence held at Paida Sub-County headquarters today, Caroline Tiparo, the program's manager MEMPRO, notes that Paida Sub-County being in a remote area, many young mothers were not willing to go back to school, hence prompted them to take awareness campaign to the parents and leaders. Tiparo advises parents and guardians to take full responsibility of retaining child mothers at school, as they have learned their mistakes which made them to drop out of school.
We are focusing on positive parenting because, as we all know, in this current season, the children are home, but we are also latching on the experiences from the COVID period. During the COVID period, we had very many children, very many girl children for that matter, dropping out of school. In West Nile alone, we had staggering statistics that neared 10,000 girls dropping out of school because of teenage pregnancy. And Zombo Paida in particular was a very hot spot with huge numbers. And so we zeroed down to positive parenting, so that, because a child's development, the basics of a child's development starts from home. And it was very important for us to revisit what we as parents are doing to ensure that our children are brought up in strong foundations of faith, strong foundations of discipline, strong foundations of cultural understanding in relation to protection, in relation to response, and in relation to promotion of human rights. And so as MEMPRO, we focused this year, and in particular on this